I worked at Lucille Packard Children's Hospital at Stanford in Northern California in the pediatric cardiac intensive care unit and the pediatric cardiac cath. We have very accomplished medical providers, nurses, and by just a word of mouth, the International Children's Heart Foundation came about, and we were all asking ourselves how we could donate our time through the foundation. So we contacted them. After a couple of years, though, just years back, the foundation divided into different organizations. One of them is Novik Cardiac Alliance, and the other one is Gift of Life International. The International Children's Heart Foundation, I'm not sure if they're still in operation, but most of my time, I allot them mostly to both Novik Cardiac Alliance and the Gift of Life International. I continue to do these the same missions, cardiac missions, with them to have continuity with the group that you go out with. So anyway, so my spare and my vacation time per se, if there is any, branched out in these international realm. And since then, due to my passion to provide Pediatric Cardiac Care International, was able to donate most of my time to both organizations. So here are the highlights.
So I'm Travis Vessel, pediatric cardiac intensive care doctor in the U.S. So my training, I did medical school and pediatric residency in Charleston, South Carolina, at Medical University of South Carolina. Did my pediatric intensive care training at UCSF in San Francisco, and cardiac ICU training at Texas Children's. I chose medicine because I'm very interested in the sciences and biology, as well as technology, and this was a good way to bring all of those interests together to help people get better. So I ended up volunteering with Gift of Life. I had a friend in San Francisco who volunteered with them during training. And it sounded very interesting to be able to take our skills in training overseas to places that don't otherwise have these services for the children. And so after I finished all of my training, I went on a trip with Dr. Soto down in Guyana and been hooked ever since. And I've been on 8 trips with Dr. Soto. A major thing that I get out of working with Gift of Life is to be able to bring these life-saving surgeries and intensive care and cardiac care to children in countries that otherwise wouldn't get it. Because a lot of these children won't make it more than a few more months, or all of them definitely have a shortened lifespan without the surgeries. And before I go to these countries, definitely worry that we're not going to have the adequate amount of staff or supplies to be able to do all of the surgeries and the cath procedures and the intensive care. And we definitely, even in a country like Romania with very nice equipment, it's still there's still some issues that come up throughout all of the trips that definitely make us nervous. So I love the challenge of coming on these trips. Definitely takes me out of my comfort zone of working with people that I know and equipment that's familiar to me. Have to be, definitely have to be, kind of go with the flow and be available to do, things we're not used to doing. So another thing that's fantastic to work with Gift of Life is that we get the experience to work with doctors, nurses, respiratory therapists from all over the world, both from our team, which is a multinational team, as well as the local doctors and nurses that we work with.
Check out their website. However, due to the current COVID-19 pandemic, they might not be accepting current volunteers. You can always contact me or contact them after the pandemic. But again, remember, together we can all make a difference in people's lives, one heart at a time. So see you guys next time.